everybody, it's Lon Simon, and it's time for your weekly wrap-up. We are back here in the basement studio. It looks like I'm in a bigger space than I am, of course, because I've got my TriCaster virtual set running here, which is pretty cool. All this is happening in real time, and this TriCaster is just a pretty cool device. I really am having a lot of fun with it. I did have an issue, though, with the one that I bought initially, and NewTek, the maker of TriCaster, determined there was something wrong with it, and they sent me out a new one, so I didn't have to wait for repair. So they were really cool about getting this thing replaced and fixed very, very quickly. So I want to thank them for that. I also want to thank our two newest Patreon supporters, Hugh and Scott, who made a monthly commitment to the show. I really appreciate your help and support because every little bit makes a big difference here, especially because I buy a lot of the things that I review on the show and then resell them. I'll talk a little bit more about Patreon in a minute and how you can contribute, but I wanted to give them a shout out at the outset here because I really do appreciate all of your support. So CES 2015 is behind us, and we had a great week out there. We actually produced more content than I thought I would. I was thinking maybe I would do like 20 or 25 videos. We ended up doing 43. So quite a number of great videos that came up there. We had a bunch of interviews with CEOs and founders of some of the companies that we've covered over the course of the year, as well as a lot of quick looks at some of the new things that we should be seeing very shortly as well. So I'd love for you to take a look at the entire playlist, Lon.TV/CES 2015, in case you missed anything, because we did a lot of stuff which you probably missed during the course of my rapid fire uploads. So check those out. Definitely give me some feedback too, either here or on the videos as you're watching them, about what you'd like to see more of or less of if we go back next year. I think what I want to do is spend more time in the Sands Convention Center next year, because that's where a lot of the younger companies were, a lot of the startups and the Kickstarters and the Indiegogo's, a lot of the scrappier guys were over and gals were over there, and they were a lot more candid and a lot more fun to talk to on camera. So I'm hoping to get more of that coverage for next year and find more of the hidden gems and spend a little bit less time with some of the bigger brands that are just a little bit more polished in how they present things. So we'll see what next year brings. And I want to thank our sponsor, Accel, because they made the entire trip possible. So I want to really thank them again. And I hope you can as well in the comments. And we're going to be taking a look at their new Windows tablets. They have two under $100 Windows tablets that are coming out very soon, if not already. So we'll be doing a review of those this week. I also have an interview with them in that CES 2015 playlist. Did want to do a quick mention about the PlayStation TV and that streaming service that Sony has, where you can stream PS3 games over the internet and play them on your smart television from Sony or on the PlayStation TV, I think on the PS4 also. They had a horrible pricing scheme where you were actually end up paying more to rent the game and stream it than you would actually buying it new or used. So they have corrected that. They have now have like a Netflix all-you-can-eat kind of strategy, which I think is a very good way to go about this. So hopefully they will find success with that, because I think it makes a lot more sense than charging people $25 to rent a game for a month. That was just crazy. So another thing that happened this month is that the HP Stream Mini is out, and that's the mini PC. And this is the device that we looked at CES that a lot of you were excited about, because it's a $179 desktop Windows PC. Now, I thought this may have been like the Stream 11 hardware in a desktop package, but it's actually the HP Chromebox hardware, which is a lot faster. It's the Haswell-based Celeron. It is going to be a really cool little computer. We've got one on order. It will be here very shortly. You can get it on HP's site if you don't want to wait for the review. But I think this is basically the Chromebox that we've spent a lot of time on in a Windows package. So you don't have to hack Windows onto it. It'll be coming with Windows installed, and it should work pretty decently right out of the box, and I'm expecting some good performance out of it. I believe the RAM is also upgradable, and I think you might be able to upgrade the hard drive too. So this is actually going to be a fun little computer for people that want a cheap Windows computer that they can kind of hack on a little bit without having to go through the Chromebox route and doing all the other stuff that we kind of showed with that. So pretty cool. Let's take a look when it comes in. Hopefully in the next week or two we'll have it in the studio. So that's coming up. We've got a bunch of routers that I've got into review, so we'll be checking out some of the latest internet routers from Belkin, from TP-Link, and from Linksys. And I didn't realize this until I went to CES, but Belkin now owns Linksys, which I thought was interesting. So I will see some of those routers coming up. A bunch of other stuff is also piled up in the back there, and I've got a lot of work to do over the course of the week, and I'll be cranking stuff out as fast as I can and as thoroughly as I can. So stay tuned for all of that. If you want to help the channel, you can. Lon.TV/Patreon for that monthly contribution. As you know, I buy a lot of the things that I review here on the show, and I resell them at a loss. So that fund really helps cover those losses, and I really appreciate everyone that is supporting me there. You can also do a one-time contribution at Lon.TV through YouTube fan funding. If you do that, please let me know you did it, because a lot of people have been contributing and I don't know who gives me the money, and I really want to thank them for it. So if you do make a contribution via fan funding, please let me know so I can thank you during the weekly wrap-up. Or if you'd like not to have that kind of attention, I'll just email you a thank you. I just really appreciate everyone's support, and I want to make sure people know that I appreciate it. So reach out and let me know. So that will do it for this week's weekly wrap-up. Plenty of stuff coming up, and I greatly appreciate all of your support and viewership. We crossed the 30,000 subscriber mark this week. Really excited about that, and I will be doing a series of videos about the business of YouTube and some of the things that I have learned as the channel is growing. The first one is up already about multi-channel networks, and I'll have a few others coming up as well. So if there are things about YouTube that you want to know and want to see what my experiences have been with those questions, definitely leave them in the comments below, and I will add that to my list of things to cover in my Business of YouTube series. And that'll do it for this weekly wrap-up, and this is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.